Hello there. Today is Tuesday, April the 2nd, and I'm just out here in my backyard. I'm out here in my backyard because it is a lovely, lovely evening or afternoon. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you're watching on the live stream right now or maybe you're watching on the replay, but I'm just hanging out here in my backyard, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a YouTube live. I'm gonna hop on the YouTube live and just talk to the equippers. I think that's what I'm going to call you from now on, the equippers. I'm checking some other things as I'm doing this. Why the equippers? Well, the name of this channel is Equipped, and the way I see it is that I want to be a resource for you, the equippers. You're the equippers. What do I mean by the equippers? Well, you're the ones who are equipping others. The Bible teaches us that the Lord gave the fivefold ministry, the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, the teachers, for the equipping of the saints, for the building of the body. And so I view my role, my assignment in the kingdom of God is that of one who should teach, who should be involved in the teaching ministry of the church, which, by the way, I love doing that. And so I feel called to equip. And I know that you feel called to equip as well. So you are an equipper. So if you're a member of this community, you're subscribed to the channel or anything like that, then you are an equipper. God is using you to equip others for the work of the kingdom, to do good works. You are an equipper. So maybe from this point forward, I'll refer to everybody as equippers. I don't know. What do you think about that? Let me know. I'm doing this to give you an idea, to talk to you a little bit about what's coming up in the channel, maybe just shoot the breeze a little bit, talk about what I feel is coming up in the channel. I'm trying to bring this up. There it is. Okay, cool. There we are. I want to talk to you about the direction of the channel. And by the way, if you do have any questions or comments, drop them in. I'm using another device to watch the live stream, but feel free to drop in any comments. What's coming up on the channel? What's happening in the channel? Well, I finished my series on the book of the prophet Joel. The name of that series was The Book of Joel Explained. I had a lot of fun doing that. I think it ended up being a total of 15 or 16 videos, something like that. And so now it's like, what's next? Well, tomorrow, every Wednesday, there's a new episode on this channel. Every Wednesday, so subscribe so that you're always up to date on the episodes. Tomorrow, being that the Easter season, we're in the Easter season now. We're in April. I've prepared a video. It's already ready. It goes out first thing in the morning, where I give you an idea for an Easter sermon series, because you're an equipper. So you're either a pastor or a teacher, or you lead a Bible study group or something like that. That's why you're interested in this kind of a channel. And so I present, it's a short video, it's 6 minutes long. And I talk to you about an Easter series, a sermon series that we did in our church in 2018. And I enjoyed that series very much. The name of that series was 40 Days That Left No Doubt. Now, I can't claim any credit for the creation of that title or the artwork or the graphics or anything like that. We have a creative, collaborative team that works on that kind of stuff, and they're the ones who came up with the phrase 40 days that left no doubt. It's based on Acts chapter 1, verse 3, where it says that Jesus appeared to the disciples for 40 days after his resurrection, and he talked to them about the kingdom of God, but it also says that he gave them many convincing proofs that he was alive. So our fantastic team took that verse and crafted a wonderful series title, 40 Days That Left No Doubt. And what we did in that series is that we, now, even though they came up with the look and the title of the series and all that, of course, I had to create every sermon. Now, in case you didn't know, I'm on staff at a church. It's a large church, but I pastor the Spanish-speaking congregation of that church. And so we don't always mirror what the larger congregation is doing, but typically around Easter time and around Christmas time, we try to mirror what the English congregation is doing. And so we do the similar or the same series as what they're doing for Easter. And so we did the same thing, except, of course, we did it in Spanish, 40 días que no dejaron duda. And fantastic series. And what we did is that we focused on that verse, or that was the anchor verse for the series, that Jesus presented many convincing proofs that he was alive and he was with them for 40 days talking about the kingdom. And so we selected different passages that talked about the different encounters that the disciples had with Jesus during those 40 days. So I took some stuff from John, I think maybe from Luke when he had the conversation with them on the road to Emmaus, things of that nature. Also, I crafted a sermon on Acts chapter 1, verses 3 through 8, because that was in that 40-day time period. And I just really enjoyed that Easter sermon series. It wasn't your typical Palm Sunday and then Easter Resurrection Sunday. No, it wasn't that. But everything, of course, centered around the resurrection of Jesus. That's what we need to be celebrating on Easter. So it focused around that. And so in tomorrow's video, I'm going to give you an overview of the series, and I'm going to suggest 2 passages that you can use if you decide to teach on this series or on that idea, or preach from it. Maybe make a sermon series yourself out of it. I give you an overview in tomorrow's video of that series. And I also talk to you about 2 passages that you can use in that series. I talk about the passage where Jesus appeared to the disciples and he said, "Peace be with you." And then I also mentioned the encounter that doubting Thomas had with Jesus, the very next passage. And so I give you, it's very brief. I give you some overall ideas that you can potentially use in a sermon series should you decide to use that. Now, this is the first time I do something like this, where I created some bonus content, some what I'm calling exclusive behind the scenes content. And what I did is I created another video. It's a 25-minute video. I think that's the longest video I've ever done. It's a 25-minute video, but there's purpose, there's intention behind doing that particular video. Because in that video, that 25-minute exclusive behind the scenes video, what I do there is that I talk about how I went about crafting one of the sermons in this series. And specifically, I talk about the sermon I did on Acts chapter 1, verses 3 through 8. And so I take time to talk about that and give you some insight on that passage, some exegetical insight, some historical and theological and cultural insight to that passage, so that if you decide to preach on that passage, you have a little bit more, you're equipped, you feel a little bit more equipped to present that passage in a way that will have impact on your listeners. That's what we're going for, life change and impact. So that's an exclusive behind the scenes video that I created. And I mentioned that in the video that I uploaded for tomorrow. But the way to get to that video, you just don't find it on YouTube. I'm gonna ask you to follow a link in the video. And if you would be so kind as to leave me your email address, give me your email address. And once you do that, and I confirm that it's you and you really want to sign up for this, then I send you a link to the YouTube video where I do that extended, exclusive behind the scenes look at a sermon that I crafted for this series. So it's a way for you to get more exclusive content. And if you opt in for that, then that means that you really want it, because it's a 25-minute video. And I'm asking you for an exchange, that you would give me your email address in addition for this additional content, for this bonus content that I'm calling it. And so I explain a whole lot more on that passage, but I really do think it'd be beneficial to you. I think it would add value to your sermon preparation for you to access that particular video. So you'll see that tomorrow. It goes live tomorrow, first thing in the morning. So be on the lookout for that. And I think, pardon me, I still have a little bit of a sore throat. I think that's the direction I'm going to take with the channel. I love doing the passage by passage, verse by verse analyses of different books of the Bible. I mean, I feel that that's my strength. That's what I studied to do, especially the Old Testament. And with that, I want to continue adding value to what you're doing, and just recognizing and realizing who are the people who are tuning into the videos. I'm noticing that it's more and more individuals who have some kind of preaching/teaching responsibility in their church. So while I get that it's valuable to give you exegetical stuff, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's valuable. I want to give you something that you can use at a very practical level. So I want to give you the exegetical stuff. That's the exclusive behind the scenes bonus content. But I also want to give you stuff that you can use so that, for example, if you wanted to use a video in a Bible study that you lead, a small group that you lead, a Sunday school class that you lead. I want to give you something practical that maybe you can even open up your iPad or your computer, put it in front of the people that you're teaching. You watch the video together, and then you can facilitate the dialogue, the conversation based on the stuff that you just saw in one of my videos. So I feel that that's the direction I'm going to take. It's still all about deepening your understanding of the Bible. I'm not veering away from that by no means. But I want to continue adding value to you, the equippers. I want to equip the equippers. I want you to feel as if you are deepening your understanding of the Bible, and I feel that part of what I can do is equip the equippers, equip you, and so that's where I feel that this is going, and I'm excited about that. Now, that doesn't mean that I'll never again do a passage by passage analysis of a book of the Bible. Yes, absolutely. I love that stuff. I love that stuff, but I'm just brainstorming and thinking of different ways that I can serve you, the community of the equipped, the equippers. I want to serve you. I want to give you value. I want to give you something that you can put to practical use, that you can use to enhance your ministry, to impact the lives of the people in your congregation, disciple them, use this content to disciple them. Maybe you're the pastor of a small church and your resources are limited. Listen, doesn't matter what size of church you have, resources are limited. The bigger the church you have, it's just more zeros on the end of anything. Yeah, your income is more, but your expenses are more as well. But as a pastor of a small church, sometimes you can't invest in a $100 curriculum or $150 curriculum. Well, what I'm considering doing, and the path I think I'm taking, is creating content that's free. There could eventually be some paid content that might be worthwhile at some point. But Francis, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
How was your trip?
Wonderful.
I'm glad to hear that.
Wonderful. We took a cruise to Hawaii.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, it was really good.
Good.
Are you going somewhere?
No, I'm recording a YouTube video right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Not at all. No.
But you usually go away in the summertime.
We don't know yet because my daughter's graduating this year, so yeah, so we don't know what's going to happen with all that. Yeah. Have a good evening. No, that's fine. You're fine. Okay. Sorry, I was talking to my neighbor. Yeah, backyard conversation. So anyway, as I was saying, I want to continue adding value to what you're doing in your ministry, and maybe at some point, maybe there would be some paid content down the road, but in spite of that, I want you to feel as if you're getting value from what I'm offering you. So be on the lookout for that, because that's what I'm doing. I'm also kicking around another idea. I don't know if this thing is still going. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm also kicking around another idea. It'll be for a separate YouTube channel. I wouldn't do it on here. I'd do it on a separate YouTube channel. I in addition to my passion for Bible study and for teaching and preaching and all of that, I have I don't know if you'd call it an addiction. My wife probably would call it an addiction. It's not an addiction. It's a problem. Right now, it's at the stage of a problem. Not an addiction. It's a problem. And it's all this stuff. It's all this gadgets and technology and microphones. I was doing a count the other day. I have 9 microphones. 9 microphones. Now, I use every single one of them. I use every single microphone. I have 9 microphones. I have 5 tripods. Here's a mini tripod that I have. I have this tripod, and then let me show you the tripod that the camera is on right now. Let me see how am I going to do this. Okay, that's the tripod I'm using right now for this live stream, and then I have 2 more tripods inside, and another tripod inside my computer bag. 5 tripods, 9 microphones, and just all kinds of equipment. And so I started figuring out that I'm very passionate about tech and gadgets and all that stuff. And so I'm brainstorming this idea. I'd love to hear from you. I'm brainstorming this idea about starting a YouTube channel that is specifically for pastors and people in full-time ministry or people in ministry, and giving them some guidance on gear. What camera can I use if I want to start a YouTube channel? What microphone should I start off with? Like, what's this microphone and is it good for starting a YouTube channel? I want to do a podcast for our church, or just as a pastor, I want to do a podcast. What do I need? What's the stuff that I need to do a podcast? You know, what microphone do I need to start off? What gear do I need? This, that, and the other. I want to do a YouTube channel that focuses on that. All the gear and all the tech that's needed for doing YouTube and for doing podcasting. And in fact, on my my personal Facebook page, I put out a contest. I put a contest out there for pastors and full-time ministers only, where I said, listen, I'm going to give away 2 free consulting calls to any pastor or full-time minister who is interested in starting a podcast or a YouTube channel, and you don't know where to start, or maybe you've started and you just got stuck. I can help you. And so in thinking about that, I had 6 pastors respond and say, I'd love some help. I'm interested. I really want to do this. 6 pastors. And so I'm going to see how that goes. And if I see that there's interest and that I can actually help and I have something of value to offer pastors, then I'm going to start a YouTube channel that would be separate from this one. I'm not going to combine the content. It'll be a separate channel. And it'll be all about like tech reviews and tips, strategies, tools, processes, and all those things that are related to starting a YouTube channel for a church, for a pastor, if a pastor wants to do a YouTube channel, a podcast, all that kind of stuff. What's required to do all that? I'm going to tell you, it's not as hard as you might think. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and it is incredibly time consuming. That is no doubt. Very, very time consuming to do videos, to do podcasts. It is very time consuming, but it's not hard. It's not hard to do. It's just time consuming. And so I'm considering doing that. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if that's something that you think you would be interested in. Maybe you're a pastor, you're in full-time ministry of some kind, and you say, yeah, you know, I'd be interested in that kind of a channel. I'd love to hear from you in the comments to see if that's something that would interest you. Or maybe you're your pastor. You've heard your pastor say something like, you know, maybe we should start a YouTube channel for the church, or I'd like to start a YouTube channel. Oh, but you know, we don't have the cameras and all that stuff. Listen, I'm going to tell you, if you have a phone, you have everything you need. Maybe you need a microphone. Yeah, you need a microphone, but you don't need to go out. In fact, I would tell you this: do not go out and buy a microphone. I mean, a camera. If you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, do not go out and buy a camera. Use the camera on your smartphone. It is more than good enough to start a YouTube channel. Definitely. And I know by experience, from experience, I can tell you that. And so I'm considering doing that. And I'm not sure exactly when that'll start, but it's going to start sometime soon, maybe another 2-3 months, something like that. I'm in the point right now where I'm generating some ideas. Well, do I even have enough ideas up here to be producing content? Do I have, you know, am I going to do 5 episodes and then I'm done? Like, I don't know what else to talk about. So I'm thinking about, okay, do I have enough ideas to do content? And not only that, do I have enough time? Because, you know, I'm a full-time pastor and that's my number one priority. I mean, pastoring my church is what I do. I've got a family, 2 teenagers, a wife. So, you know, I don't want to start something else and then discover that, you know, I got into something that was eating up too much of my time and that I shouldn't have done it. You know, that's the last thing I want to do. But I'd love to hear from you if you think that that'd be something that would interest you. If that'd be something that, you know, somebody would be interested in something like that, a pastor, a full-time minister that you know of, who would say something like, you know, I'd be interested in doing a YouTube channel or a podcast. I have a podcast, the Christian Bro Code podcast, completely separate from this. I only do 1 episode a month. That's it, because that's all I have time for. 1 episode a month, but I love doing it. I love doing it. It's for like men's discipleship. And I love doing it. And I've learned over the years, I've been doing the podcast, I think, for 1.5 years or 2 years now, something around there. And I had to stop for a while when my dad passed away and stuff like that. But I've learned a lot on how to do all this stuff and what equipment do you need And what equipment don't you need? I mean, you don't need to start with a $400 microphone to start a podcast. You don't. And so I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about YouTube. You know, just incidentally here, just to clue you in on something, on a Facebook Live video that I did not too long ago, a few days ago, I demonstrated how my YouTube channel has grown. Thanks to you, by the way. Thanks to you. And for the first 21 months of my YouTube channel, the first 21 months, I was kind of hit or miss. I was doing videos now and then. I did, blah, blah, blah. Didn't do it. So in the first 21 months, I was able to add 175 subscribers to my YouTube channel, the first 21 months of it. The first 3 months of this year, the first 3 months of this year of 2019, January, February, or March, when I said, all right, I'm doing this, I set a goal for myself in December. I said, starting 2019, I'm hitting this YouTube thing and I'm hitting it hard. I'm going after this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn how to make videos better. I'm going to learn how to just do YouTube. There's a lot that goes into this. And in 3 months, I added 415 subscribers. Now, as far as YouTube channels go, this channel is tiny. Right now, I'm at about 600 subscribers. That's tiny. That's minuscule. But the point I made in my Facebook Live video is that in 21 months of just kind of dabbling with YouTube, I added 175 subscribers. In 3 months of hitting it hard, I added 400 something subscribers, 400 plus subscribers. That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. In just 3 months, I added 4 times as many subscribers, again, thanks to you, than I did in 21 months. And that's just because I hit it and I said, I'm going to learn how to do this. I'm going to learn how to do this. And I want to pass that knowledge on to others who are saying, I've uploaded a couple of videos and I only have 2 views, or this isn't working, I want to give up. I can help because I'm in that journey. I'm in that process myself right now. And even though I don't have massive, wild success on YouTube right now, as far as subscribers go, I mean, I count every subscriber as a success. I mean, you are giving me success. Just 1 subscriber for me is a success. But as in everything, you want to see growth. I mean, who doesn't want to see growth? You want to see growth in everything. And so I can help. I can help in that journey of what to do with your YouTube channel, whether it's for your church or for you personally. I know that I can help. And so all that to say that I'm kicking around this idea of, should I do this additional YouTube channel specifically for pastors and for people in full-time ministry who are interested in starting a podcast, interested in starting a YouTube channel, or you already have a podcast or a YouTube channel and you're just ready to take it up a notch? I think I can help. And so, I told you I had those 6 pastors who were interested, and I'm meeting with 3 with them over video conference, and I'm just going to hear them out. Okay, what do you want to do with a podcast or with a YouTube channel? All right, let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you the gear that you need. Let me tell you how to optimize stuff, because I think I can help with all of that. And the purpose behind all of that is that I feel that I'm serving the kingdom when I do that. I feel that I'm serving the kingdom. I'm doing something for the kingdom of God. I'm doing something in addition to what I do at church. I feel that pastoring is part of my kingdom assignment, but when I do these other things, I feel that that's part of my kingdom assignment as well. I'm helping advance the kingdom of God if I'm equipping pastors and ministers to advance their own ministry. I mean, I think that's very helpful to pastors and to other ministers. So I don't see this as like a side hustle. I love that term, by the way. I don't see this as a side hustle. I see this very much as part of my kingdom assignment and what I can do to advance the kingdom of God. That's very much how I see this. So there's that. That's what's next, having this backyard conversation. By the way, I'm calling this a backyard conversation because I am literally in my backyard. Let me show you my backyard. By the way, it's a beautiful evening here in San Antonio. This is my backyard. The grass is horrible right now, and I know that. That's my backyard. I was talking to my neighbor, Francis, who lives right over there on that side. I was talking to him just a little while ago. You heard him. But that's why I'm calling this backyard conversation. Very informal. Nothing scripted. Just talking to you about what's coming up next on the channel, what to expect on the channel, ideas that are kicking around in my head. Like I mentioned, I have the podcast that I do an episode once a month, just once a month. The first Monday of every month, I upload an episode. In fact, 2 days ago, yesterday, today's Tuesday, yesterday was the first Monday in April. So I uploaded an episode of the Christian Bro Code podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, even here on YouTube. Just look for the Christian Bro Code and you'll find it. All those things have helped me learn what to do, what not to do, how to grow, how to optimize stuff. You know, I've done all that, and it's been very helpful for me, very, very helpful for me. And I'm ready and I'm willing to offer help to pastors and ministers who are considering doing YouTube, doing podcasting. And you might be one of them. If you are, leave me a comment, or you can message me on Facebook and tell me, hey, I'd like to hear a little bit more about this, because I'm interested in doing that. I'd be happy to talk to you. We can set up a phone call or a video conference, and we can talk. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on with the channel. Done with the series on Joel. Loved doing it. If you haven't checked it out, look on the playlist section of this channel, and you'll find Joel. In fact, at some point, I'll leave a description in this live stream. But I think you'll find benefit from the series of Joel. But starting tomorrow, which is Wednesday, April the 3rd, taking a different direction. I've already prepared. It's already uploaded and ready. It's going to go out tomorrow, first thing in the morning. An idea that you could potentially use for an Easter sermon or for an Easter sermon series. And as I mentioned at the top of the episode or of this live stream, I created some exclusive behind the scenes bonus content where I break down how I prepared, or some of the information that I used to prepare an Easter sermon last year, 2018. And that's exclusive behind the scenes bonus footage. So I'm going to leave a link in the description of that video, of tomorrow's video, where I'll ask for your email address. And then when you give me your email address and you confirm that you actually want to give me your email address, and that, it wasn't a mistake, but you actually want to give it to me. That's why we do that, the confirmation stuff, to make sure you really want to give us your email address. But when you do that, then you'll be taken to a page where there's a link to another YouTube video on this channel where I give you additional bonus content. Now, that video, the exclusive bonus content, behind the scenes footage, that's accessible only to people who sign up for it. So you're never going to see it on the channel with all the other videos. It's not going to appear there. It's only going to be for those people who sign up for it, because I know you want it. And besides that, it's a 25-minute teaching. So it's long. So I didn't want to just put it on the channel, and anyone who I wanted to make sure you wanted it is why I did it that way. So if you give me your email address, your name, I think I asked for your first name and your last name, and I'll give you exclusive access to that bonus content. And along with that, I'll also just let you know, I'm not going to spam you. I'm not going to bombard you with emails. I don't do that. I wouldn't do that to you. But just as new things come out, as new things are available, episodes or new series or products or whatever, I'll let you know through that email. That's it. And the great thing is that at any point, if you decided to, you could unsubscribe. You say, I'm tired of this guy. I don't want to see this guy in my email box anymore. And boom, unsubscribe. You won't hear from me again unless you decide to subscribe again. So pretty easy. So that comes out tomorrow, April the 3rd. If you're watching on the replay and you're watching after April the 3rd, then you can look in the description of this video, and or on the channel rather, and just look for the video that talks about here's an idea for an Easter sermon series. He appeared to them for 40 days. That's the title, around the title. There's a really nice picture of Jesus as the thumbnail. That's the video I'm talking about here in this live stream. So there you go. That's what's going on with Equipped, with this YouTube channel. I have to thank you so very much for tuning in. And I don't mean just to this live stream, but just tuning in, watching the videos. I am so flattered. I'm so humbled that people would watch the videos. I'm not getting massive amounts of views, but just the fact that on any video, 40, 50 views, 60 people who decided to watch it, I'm like, man, someone made a decision to click on my video and to watch it. I'm honored by that. I am genuinely flattered by that, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. Well, that's all I've got for now. I've been going on for about 30 minutes, but I'd love to interact with you. Leave me comments or message me, and if you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. And thank you very much for being part of this channel. If you haven't subscribed, you just happened upon this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And that way you'll always be up to date on all the new content that I put out. But thank you so very much. My heart is to equip the equippers, you, the equippers. Thank you very much for being part of this community, the community of the equipped. God bless, and I'll see you next time. God bless.